good, YouTube? It's your boy 41 Pop, and I got another video for y'all today. I got Tommy G, the Muslim of O Block, bro. All right, so Tommy G went to O Block to basically see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Lil Durk turned O Block Muslim. The rent's been going up. We want to know what's been going on. All right, let's check in with Lil Durk. Let's check in with Tommy G, and let's see what's happening. All right, stay tuned.
You had bear mace on you. Have you already used it?
I use it a few times.
To be able to be a big brother to these brothers, to be able to show them that it's more to just the streets.
Who is?
Tommy G.
Yo, hey, I'm Grease, man. Welcome to this place they call O Block, you see what I'm saying? Shout out to Muslimatics and my boy Tommy G, come on.
You think you ever want to go on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia?
I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
You are?
Man, I'm going to make a touch of Kaaba all that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Chicago's O Block is one of the most notorious housing projects in the country. O Block has been home to many notable people throughout its history: Chief Keef, King Von, Little Durk, and even former First Lady Michelle Obama. The apartment complex is located on 64th and MLK Drive on Chicago's South Side. It was built in 1950 to house the influx of African Americans coming to Chicago during the Second Great Migration. Upon its opening, it was celebrated as the first African American co-op in the country, and it was noted for having high quality and spacious units relative to the other low-income housing on the market. As the ownership of the co-op went private in the 1980s, the quality of the units began to decline, and violence in the area increased as jobs moved overseas and drugs flooded the streets. In 2011, O Block earned its name in honor of 20-year-old resident O.D. Perry, who was shot dead by a rival gang member. From then on, O Block's infamous reputation as a dangerous area began to spread around the country, and it's since been known as one of drill rap's ground decline and violence in Americans coming to Chicago during the Second Great Migration. Upon its opening, it was celebrated as the first African American co-op in the country, and it was noted for having high quality and spacious units relative to the other low-income housing on the market. As the ownership of the co-op went private in the 1980s, the quality of the units began to decline, and violence in the area increased as jobs moved overseas and drugs flooded the streets.
As it naturally does. That's pretty much what happened.
2011, O Block earned its name in honor of 20-year-old resident O.D. Perry, who was shot dead by a rival gang member. From then on, O Block's infamous reputation as a dangerous area.
So this is what happened when you shovel a bunch of people that's like already broke in the same area. You know what I'm saying?
Complex is located on 64th and MLK Drive on Chicago's South Side. It was built in 1950 to house the influx of African Americans coming to.
It was built for African Americans, bro.
Complex is located on 64th and MLK Drive on Chicago's South Side. It was built in 1950 to house the influx of
This shit, it was built for African Americans, bro.
African Americans coming to Chicago during the Second Great Migration. Upon its opening, it was celebrated as the first African American co-op in the country. The apartment complex is located on 64th and MLK Drive on Chicago's South Side. It was built in 1950 to house the influx of African Americans coming to Chicago during the Second Great Migration. Upon its opening, it was celebrated as the first African American co-op in the country, and it was noted for having high quality and spacious units relative to the other low-income housing on the market. As the ownership of the co-op went private in the 1980s, the quality of the units began to decline, and violence in the area increased as jobs moved overseas and drugs flooded the streets. In 2011, O Block earned its name in honor of 20-year-old resident O.D. Perry, who was shot dead by a rival gang member. From then on, O Block's infamous reputation as a dangerous area began to spread around the country, and it's since been known as one of drill rap's ground zero locations. As of recently, a new movement has been growing in O Block: Islam. I learned about this from two Muslim YouTube channels, and this got me connected to Gleesh, an O Block Muslim spreading the word on his faith. It brings the question, is this the movement that can bring peace and safety back to the area? Let's hit the streets and explore this more.
Kind of missed a lot.
It's since been known as one of drill rap's ground zero locations. As of recently, a new movement has been growing in O Block: Islam. I learned about this from two Muslim YouTube channels, and this got me connected to Gleesh, an O Block Muslim spreading the word on his faith. It brings the question, is this the movement that can bring peace and safety back to the area? Let's hit the streets and explore this more.
More money, more problems, bitch, I ain't tripping cause I want it all. My head has been robbing, my head has been trapping, trying to get the shit off.
Folks, we're on our way way to the notorious O Block to explore a very interesting story that's been developing, which is a large conversion to Islam by many of the residents. And I'm curious to discover the impact Islam is having on O Block, because to me, you know, you might disagree with a lot of things about religion, but I do think religion gives you the old school values that people can agree on, like don't steal, don't covet, don't lust, things that can guide your life and are solid advice. I grew up in a really religious family.
You already know America. You already know what America do.
I attended a mega church when I was a kid, Willow Creek, South Barrington. It's an enormous place that they literally have a shuttle bus from your parking spot to the front. That's how big this church is. While some Bible stories I find helpful or meaningful, a lot of the Bible is hard for me to, especially the Old Testament, is really hard for me to like or enjoy or see why anyone would subscribe to it. But as a kid, I always saw my mom was deeply religious. Like, she spends every morning reading the Bible, studying, and
he talks like he has a retainer in his mouth, right? It's like he has a retainer in his mouth.
She's a cool Christian. Like, she's someone I can go say.
He's a cool guy, though. He's a pretty cool guy. I like Tommy G. Shout out to Tommy G, man.
Hey, Mom, I just went to a jungle in Ecuador and I did ayahuasca. She doesn't judge you for it. I really love my mom. She's one of my best friends.
Yeah, I do reaction to music, too, bro. Hold on. Forgot that was up here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let me hit you with a follow. I appreciate you for coming through, man.
And I can tell her anything and she doesn't approach me with judgment. I think there's a lot of value in good religious people in a society. I don't know a ton about Islam, so I'm intrigued to learn more. Also, when he makes O Block with it, man, this is an interesting story coming fresh off the press. So we'll see you when we get closer to O Block.
Hey, first things first, we got hot boy cooking. I'm in the yo gassed up off cookies. Fuck niggas mad cause this hoe keep looking. That's cause if I wanted that bitch get took. Got her came in this bitch, started crashing the beat.
It's kind of a intimidating place because it looks like a mixture of a place to live and a prison. Like, you have fences with sharp little points. It's all fenced in. You have your own security force in O Block. Feels like a place like when you get in there, it's hard to get out. What's up, brother? Don't film.
Hey, yo, they got private security in O Block. Crazy.
Intimidating place because it looks.
Let me see how that look like mine, like when I'm like somewhere I'm from.
Looks like a mixture of a place to live and a prison. Like, you have fences with sharp little points. It's all fenced.
Nah, this right here is a death trap. Like, is this an exit over here? Because, like, look, you drive in. I'm not going in here. So imagine, can I put in a request for after this? But yeah, bro, you can put in a request right now, bro. Put in a request. I'll check it out. Check out my YouTube channel. Matter of fact, the best way to do it is, because I'll always check this when I do reactions on YouTube. Go to the channel, and you don't have to do anything, but go to the channel and you'll see my recent music video. Just put a little comment to, react to this video. It helps my channel out too, honestly, but it'll definitely get my attention. I won't forget. I got a couple I'm due today. I got like 2 I have to do today. Then I'm gonna have to do some editing and stuff. So I'll probably try to get to it tomorrow. If you do. But that's all fenced in.
Then you have your own security force in O Block. Feels like a place like when you get in there, it's hard to get out. What's up, brother? Don't film.
Bro, they have private security in O Block. Crazy.
I gotta get y'all in first, man. Put y'all cameras up like in y'all book bags.
Lil Durk and brought
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
That's why the rent
on the site right now.
Now I understand why the rent's up. The rent's up because of the security. Makes sense.
Off the shelves, but even cooler, the Big Dog Gotta Eat sweatshirts. They sold out in 36 hours last time. Get yours. Freshest thing on the market right now. Big Dog's gotta eat, especially during Ramadan. After the sun goes down, you gotta eat. You know what I mean? Rep the movement. Get it while supplies last. Appreciate your support.
I'm gonna start a new brand, bro. Big Ninja t-shirts, bro. Big Ninja hoodies, bro. Because Big Ninjas gotta eat too. Ramadan. Hey man, I ain't Muslim. You good? You Gucci over here, my boy. We'll send you your YouTube. I appreciate you, bro. I'll follow you back. I appreciate that. You do you stream at all, or do you just enjoy viewing?
Support. TommyGMiggy.com. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Good to meet you. Tell us where we are right now.
Man, we going right here on King Drive. That's O-Block across. That's where we finna go.
Let's give you the backstory on Gleesh. Little did I know that he was one of King Vong's close friends, and he even had a song named after him called Gleesh Place with 23 million views. This is a track about home invasions and robberies and features a story where King Vong hit a lick for $50,000 and went straight to Gleesh's apartment with the loot, whereupon Vaughn and Gleesh had a discussion about buying cars and guns.
Appreciate you, gang. What up? What you doing today?
I often try and do very little research on people before meeting so I can get an unbiased impression of who they are today versus who they were in the past. So I was unaware of Gleesh's relationship with Vaughn when
That boy Vaughn, though, that boy Vaughn was a murderer. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all could say this nigga. That nigga was a killer. He was, like, I would not want that nigga as a friend, bro. I'm not capping. I would not want to be his friend. No way, no hope, no. Like, listen to music, though. It's cool to watch. I'm not being that nigga friend, bro. Niggas murdering niggas out here. This nigga say, I wake up in the morning just trying to kill a nigga. What? Nigga, go brush your teeth.
I met him today in O-Block. Gleesh is a fashion designer, he's a rapper, and he's the front runner of the O-Block Muslim movement. Let's meet the man.
What's up, big guy? You good?
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my uncle. He was telling me he had some brothers in Parkwood.
Yeah. I'm doing it.
Why in the hood everybody know everybody? That's either my uncle or my cousin, bro. Either my uncle or cousin. Can I give you a reaction for Redon's by Dave next? Redon's by Dave. I see you have already reacted to Starlight. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I'm like, that sounds so familiar. And I'm like, yeah, I did react to Starlight. I think I did see Redon's. Yeah, I'll do that next, bro. Well, you know what? I didn't do any more Dave because it's gonna bring me a lot of views. It sounds sad, but yeah, I ain't do any more. I'm a growing channel, man. I love his music, but I need views, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, get back to this, bro.
Tell us what you got on right now. That's a new attire I haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah, I got my throw on, my Muslim throw, my kufi, my Muslim chain.
Was it hard to start rocking that? Because that's not typical outfit in this area.
I had to get used to it.
Do people ask you a lot of questions when they see you wearing that?
Yeah, they think it's a dress. I don't take that lightly, but it's a throw.
Yeah. What percent of people around here you think know about the Muslim movement?
2 billion Muslims throughout the world.
Arguably the biggest religion in the world.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
How long have you been involved?
I still look at it though.
Right now it's Ramadan. Right now.
How you feeling?
I'm good, but I can't eat or drink.
I knew guys on my wrestling team that were Muslim wrestlers, and so they would go.
I don't know the song. Seen it, but I don't know the song. So I will react to it just because you said I can't forget that one. I got you, brother. I got you.
An entire practice without eating or drinking, and that takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, it takes discipline. It's really a man thing. Man over matter.
Last time I was here, the security here is pretty tight.
Yeah, they tight right now. They real tight.
So does that mean that O-Block has gotten safer?
Everywhere, all the same. It's just they got to tighten up their security, so that's the type of stuff they do.
This arguably could be the most notorious project in the entire country. Is that a bullet hole right there?
That's a bullet hole, but it's natural. If you go somewhere else, a bullet hole.
Happy Ramadan. How are you? What does Ramadan mean to you guys?
I mean, a lot of things.
Honestly, though, O-Block should be up right now because O-Block probably like the most known hood in the world, bro. Like, you could be from fucking Tokyo, you know O-Block, nigga. You don't know nowhere, you probably know America, right? You know America, you know New York, you know California. You might know even Atlanta if you tapped in. You know what I'm saying? But O-Block, bro, I feel like you could go to Taiwan. You don't hear somebody saying O-Block. Don't bullshit.
Not just eating and drinking.
Be nice to other people.
Yeah, he's one of the guys I look up to too. He makes sure I'm good. You feel me?
You have to care for other people. They teach you that there's a lot of people on earth that don't have no food, no drinks, nothing. So you have to think about other people before you think about yourself.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Are there any Arabic words you could teach the audience?
Alhamdulillah.
Shukran, thank you.
Yeah,
how do you get the name Gleesh? I've never met a Gleesh before.
Look,
Hey, Vaughn.
they just call me Gleesh. They just made the name. Okay, I'll run with it.
Is Vaughn looked at as a hero or a villain?
Vaughn is a hero.
Yeah.
Everybody always looking at somebody bad. He a hero.
Because some people love him for who he was as a rapper. Some people are like, that guy was a serial killer.
Nah, he ain't no killer at all. That's a good guy, man. He made everybody really start loving each other.
I didn't realize Gleesh and Vaughn had been close friends when I asked this question, but let me give you some background as to why.
Crazy. Wait, man. I never heard about Gleesh doing anything. What work he put in?
I asked about Vaughn. By many within O Block in Chicago, Vaughn was heralded as a rap hero who broke out the mold of poverty and launched himself.
Nah, this is the one thing I know. Vaughn ain't chilling with you unless you would. You know, you got to be straight with what you are. So if you ain't a murderer, you chilling with Vaughn. This doesn't make sense, bro. Because Vaughn was legit, bro. Like, nah, Vaughn ain't capping. This nigga is not capping.
In his superstar.
Got a drop on this flexing nigga. He from Tennessee, ain't had a thought.
His lyrics stood out for both his fantastic storytelling ability and the extreme violence of his words, but some suspect his rapping was more than just storytelling. In fact, YouTube's premier hip-hop historian, Trap Lord Ross, has a detailed and exhaustive 3.5-hour analysis.
Yo, shout out to Trap Lord Ross, bro. He was just on Academics. Yo, I'm a cool ass dude. I never watched an interview like that. It wasn't necessarily an interview, but bro, I'm a cool ass dude. Trap Lord Ross. Shout out to Trap Lord Ross, bro.
Proclaiming King Von to be rap's first serial killer, and King Von himself literally put out tweets like, "Man, I'm just trying to kill, and I can name 5 GDs I done killed." All this aside, I wasn't here to speak with Gleesh about King Von or violence from the past. I was here to learn about his story and about the spread of Islam through O Block.
Did he get the cameras now? Hit the cameras so we walk in.
So we get past security. We're in the fortress now. It's not easy to get into O Block, huh? How long have you been here for?
Quite a while. It's a beautiful place. It's like everywhere else.
How you doing, man? I'm Tommy. Are you guys Muslims too?
Nah, they ain't Muslims.
People in O Block are thinking about joining. What would you say are like the selling points? Like, why should they join the movement?
I could just bring with me and they could, you feel me, get experience on their own. You gotta learn stuff to do it. I can just tell you, oh, you finna be Muslim.
What is it, bro?
Yo, text. Just because I fuck with you, I'm gonna do some of those reactions on stream too. You know what I'm saying? So
Your life.
A lot of beautiful things.
Yeah, like what?
I got a business. I got all types of stuff going on. You see what I'm saying?
Before you were Muslim to now, like what's changed for you?
Be disciplined, the way I act with other people.
Do you feel like being a Muslim has helped you to treat other people better?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? The way you act, the way you dress, the way you talk, all that. And caring about others, like, you know. So,
I feel like especially for young men, if we are disciplined, there's so much we can accomplish in this life. But if we're not disciplined, we're kind of I don't want to say we take up space, but we're not what we could be. So give me the tour.
to Louis. Okay.
You guys are going to Lululemon?
Nah, he going to Louis V, man.
You come from like more of the rap world. Materialism is a high priority, like Gucci bags and Louis bags. What does Islam think about all that?
I mean, it's alright, bro. I don't want too much care for that.
Where are we right now?
We at my mom's house. I'm gonna move out of there soon.
Where do you want to move to?
I'm gonna move somewhere nice.
You want to stay in Chicago? You want to move out of the city? You want to move out of the state?
Eventually it's to move out of Chicago though.
Yeah. How many guys in this room are Muslims?
They Muslims.
So what do you think about joining Islam or becoming a Muslim? What do you think about it?
Supposed to be a real nigga, you better chew this stuff.
Do you think, hey, this is something I want to do one day, or is it like, it's not for me?
I don't know.
Yeah, anything the process will take time.
Especially something like that is a big commitment. It's not like you're just done with it in a day. Like if you commit to being a Muslim, like that's a big new life change, you know? I grew up in a very Christian family, but I've never felt called to dedicate my life to it, you know? Because you have to really change everything you do from that point on.
Like, yeah, you can be Christian or whatever, but like, I don't know what they do, like, follow, like, discipline, like, when it's time, like.
I mean, it depends. Muslims are a lot more disciplined than Christians,
yeah,
like 5 times a day. I would say, like, the disciplined Christians, like my mom, every day when she wakes up, she reads the Bible, prays.
Yeah, but what about the other?
Like, Christians just have it easier, you know? Like, most religions got to do a lot to keep their faith. Christian, you don't really got to go to church. You know what I'm saying? You could just say you're Christian, been baptized, you're a Christian. So, like, Christians are it's like the easiest religion to be. And it's, I don't know about forgiving. I'm on Discord, y'all. I don't know about forgiving, but I don't know about forgiving, because I know some Christians that don't forgive for it. Hey, yo. We ain't gonna talk about that because we ain't gonna get into religion like that. But this is a religion video, so I'll say this: Christians is the easiest race. I mean, the easiest religion to be. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of Christians don't do shit.
Yeah, when it's Islam, like, you know, it's a way of life.
Like the disciplined Christians, like my mom, every day when she wakes up, she reads the Bible, prays.
Yeah, but what about the other people?
A lot of Christians don't do shit.
Yeah, when it's Islam, like, you know, it's a way of life.
Do you have to own anything to be in Islam? Like, do you have to buy like a prayer rug or anything like that?
No. I got a couple of them in the room though.
Yeah, you want to show us?
Yeah, it's one. It's a do something.
What happened in your life that you're like, this is what I want to
The
do?
discipline, I was just doing a lot of stuff. Like, it didn't want to, it just made me get on everything I was supposed to get on, like, for all my business and all that.
How'd you hear about it?
Really, Von Uncle. Yeah,
King Von's
yeah.
uncle?
Yeah, King Von Uncle, then my other brother Sadiq. You see, he been around since we was little, you see what I'm saying?
Is he from O Block too?
And he's been around for a while.
Do you think the FBI knows about, because I know Muslim groups in the past, like when Malcolm X, Elijah
Yeah,
Muhammad, they had their eyes on that shit. Have you guys ever been visited by like any FBI guy asking about Muslims?
Police are real anyways. We don't worry about that. I don't worry at all.
Well, I think if you're doing nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about.
Alhamdulillah,
You know?
that's what you said. Ain't nothing going on wrong, you see what I'm saying?
What did your mom think about it when you told her you're Muslim?
She love it.
Is it easier to get men to join or women, or do you get both that join?
A little easier for the man to join, but like, you gotta have the sisters around. They gotta really get a right feel of it, you see what I'm saying?
I feel like Islam's a lot tougher for a woman because there's more rules for a woman. Than
Ain't nothing tough though, it ain't nothing tough.
I mean,
you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Do you think you ever want to go on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia?
The pilgrimage, also known as the Hajj, is the fifth pillar of Islam and is something that every adult Muslim must do at least once in their life. Each year,
that
millions
looks pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool.
Want to go on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia?
You
The
should want to go to
pilgrimage,
that.
also known as the Hajj, is the fifth pillar of Islam and is something that every adult Muslim
The
must do at
fifth
least once in
pillar
their
of
life.
Islam.
Each year, millions journey to Mecca, shedding titles and distinctions to stand as equals before God. Through rituals rich in symbolism, pilgrims seek spiritual renewal and forgiveness. But the Hajj is more than just a ritual. It's a bond of brotherhood and unity transcending borders and cultures. It was on his pilgrimage that Malcolm X met Muslim brothers from all corners of the globe and where he changed his opinion on race relations forever. Through the GoFundMe link in my description, we can fund Chicago Muslim brothers on their trip to Mecca and hopefully be a small part of helping Chicago to be a more peaceful place. Please consider donating.
I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
You are?
Man, I'm going to Mecca, touch the Kaaba, all that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You know that in Afghanistan, in some places, if you get caught listening to music, they'll like beat the shit out of you?
Yeah.
That's pretty insane, isn't it?
That's in the city. That's how it is.
So people that aren't from here are hip to this. Explain that. Break that down a little bit more.
Don't go in the wrong area to listen to the wrong stuff. In reality, you can listen to whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Just with the windows up. There's some music I listen to that I would listen to with the windows up because I'm a little embarrassed if someone were to hear me. You guys ever heard of Creed before? No. You're either going to love this or hate this. I'm going to just show you a little sample. I'm going to play like 10 seconds of a song. You tell me if you rock it.
Like,
You're just chilling in the car, driving home from the club. You guys feeling this at all or no?
No. Charlie Sunday up there in the mosque.
We were just in New York and it's the same thing, where you can only listen to certain guys in certain areas, otherwise it gets treacherous really quickly.
Yeah, a lot of songs would be like a lot of disrespect towards other people, neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't want to go in this area and play this.
What do you guys view as the impact of drill music? Good, bad,
That
in
makes
between?
sense. That's actually true. Now it makes sense. Like, true. Like, I'm like, bro, why can't you listen to music anywhere? Like, truthfully, some songs are really disrespectful. Like, go to a certain place and everybody love this person, and you playing the one song they use to diss that person. Might feel a little bit upset about that, you know?
Whatever the person take with it and they run with it.
So whatever happens at the end of the day.
You can't change that.
As a Muslim, do you feel like you can go to any neighborhood and you're okay? Like, does that give you more of like a...
Nah, you always gotta tie the camel up. Don't never get me wrong. And what I mean by that, you don't just go doing stuff you naturally don't do.
So how do you think Chicago would change if a lot more people became Muslims?
We can stick together like an iron fist. We can get what we need and what we want, and everybody can be all right.
So unite the people.
Exactly.
Anytime there's a movement of people that get united, whether it's MLK, JFK, Malcolm X, somehow that leader gets taken out. You know what I mean? It's the
I don't
government.
really worry about that because it's like, it's no point. Like, all we doing is good stuff.
But the government fears when people unite.
Let's explore how the FBI has historically responded to black political movements. Let's take you back to the 1960s when the Black Power movement was sweeping through the United States. This originated as a militant response to the slow progress of civil rights reforms on a national level. The rise of the Black Power movement alarmed the FBI. Under Director J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI viewed the movement as a threat to national security. Through a counterintelligence program called COINTELPRO, a series of covert and at times illegal activities were used by the FBI to infiltrate, discredit, and disrupt black activist organizations. On December 4th of 1969, the aggressive tactics and disrupt black activist organizations
Damn.
On December 4th of 1969, the aggressive tactics of COINTELPRO culminated in a tragic and controversial event, the assassination of Fred Hampton, the Black Panthers Illinois chairman. In coordination with the Chicago PD, the FBI orchestrated a pre-dawn raid on Hampton's apartment. Based on detailed floor plans of the apartment provided by the FBI informant who had infiltrated the Black Panthers, law enforcement executed the raid while Hampton was asleep. Armed officers stormed the apartment, and in the hail of gunfire that followed, Fred Hampton and fellow Panther Mark Clark were killed. Forensic analysis later revealed that most bullets were aimed at Hampton's bedroom, and evidence strongly suggested that Hampton, who had been sedated by barbiturates likely slipped in by the informant, was shot at point-blank range, ensuring his death. The official narrative initially claimed that the Panthers opened fire on the police, provoking a defensive response. However, subsequent investigations and outcry led to a different understanding. The raid had effectively been a targeted assassination of Hampton. Their deaths were not just a loss to the Black Power movement, but a devastating blow to the wider civil rights movement, and just one of the many examples that symbolizes the extreme measures our government is willing to take to suppress black leadership and autonomy.
Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
That's crazy, bro. When they thought that's gonna happen from that, it's gonna be nothing but retaliation. I'm pretty sure it's a whole war, but
I'm on the right path. And
that's why Chicago's like a civil war, bro. That's why they got so much. It's like they got more death, like a war, bro. It's like a war over there. They literally have that many deaths a day, like a war.
People around me is on the right path, so we don't worry about that.
Inshallah. What's important to you guys?
Each other, our kids, our families, like others like money. That's one thing, but it ain't the biggest thing.
When you're dead and gone, is there anything that you will want to have accomplished or want your legacy to be? Like,
make sure all our people do, like father our kids. We want to have them left with things and stuff like that, business and stuff like that, for the long term goal, and you and your people.
Do you have to figure out which way Mecca is?
It's this way.
Yeah.
How would you know though?
Pull your compass out and see which way to
Love you pray this way though.
Yeah, you can't pray that way.
I also say that game, but you know I could get none of my west.
Who is it? Okay,
I'm Tommy.
What's up, Tommy G, my boy?
Nice to meet you, man. I like the throbe too. How long have you been rocking the throbe and being in the Muslim?
I've been a Muslim 2 years.
What happened in your life that you're like, this is what I want to do?
By me being younger, I was forced to Christianity. But I only used to like the music at church. One of the brothers had talked to me, I had a conversation, and I was engaging in it. But before I even converted over to become Muslim, I was looking into it. Before I get myself into something, looking into it, you know? And it caught my attention. So when I finally took my Shahada, opened my eyes to a lot of greatness.
What is the Shahada?
The Shahada is basically you converting over.
What does it take, like, to do a Shahada? Is it just like a statement out loud, or what do you have to do to...
Yeah, you basically at the end of service, Juma, to recite it in English and Arabic.
What kind of church, when you were in Christian church, was it a Baptist church?
Yeah.
How long was that service?
1 hour, 2 hours.
Because in Milwaukee, I went to a few different Baptist churches. They would take like 3 hours, so I had to retire. That was too much for me.
Yeah, it'd be a long
By like an hour into it, I'm like, I just want to get up and like start moving, start doing push-ups, start running around, and they just kept going and they kept going.
It just opened my eyes up to a lot of things that I really truly believed in. Because it's hard for me to get to believing in a lot of stuff. No disrespect to no Christians or nothing. I felt that certain things that was in the Bible wasn't describing the picture that they was trying to make.
Is there anything you had to leave behind when you became a Muslim? Like anything you had to stop doing or do differently?
Like now, it's month of Ramadan, I had to leave a lot of habits, a lot of bad habits. I had to stop eating pork. A lot of favorite candies I can't eat no more.
Everybody around you, they your brother. That's one thing about Muslims. They ain't trying to knock you down. They ain't trying to down you or none of that. You see what I'm saying? No one's bigger than no one. You feel me? They treat you like brothers.
So, question for both of you is like when you did that publicly, did you feel anything in your heart immediately after? What was going through your head right after you did that?
Man, I just started over like, man, crazy, man.
I felt loved, even around a bunch of people I didn't know.
What did your family think when you went back home and told them what happened?
It was surprising, but they loved it.
Depending on how I'm feeling, I might just go get a couple, take about 50 people some food or something. Just how I'm feeling.
Is giving back part of Islam?
It's beautiful. I really do it on a regular, like, you feel me?
Where's this?
About Expressway. I bought like 60 pieces and gave them back.
How do you feel when you do that?
I'm feeling beautiful.
I feel like there's something that you realize once you do start to give back, you realize it makes you feel really good, it makes the other person feel good. Like giving back is probably one of the best things we can do.
For sure. You just fed 2,500 people.
Families, man, like 2,500, man, pull up. Right here.
Do events with the kids.
They got pizzas. You got everything. Come out, they got face paint.
It's like all of it.
It's not for us that we're looking to receive anything back or anything we're really doing because Allah sent us here to do this.
This is your clothing line?
That's me, LLC, business owner, whatever. However you want to play, however you want to take it.
Oh, you got sweaters.
Yeah, I see
You're
it.
the first dude I've ever seen sell sweaters.
Yeah, jacket. You see what I'm saying? More wear a sweater.
How can people find this brand?
Take a DM me, 6 Glees Hack _, you see what I'm saying? Finna have a website up and running.
What does the 31 mean on the sweater?
That's how many colors I plan on dropping.
That's a lot of colors.
I got 2 kids. This for them though.
What has being a Muslim taught you about being a father or teaches you about being a father?
I really gotta stand on business for them. Like, you feel me? I don't really care about nothing else for me, you see what I'm saying?
Remember, he's really close to Lil Durk too. So.
Over time, as you've grown up here, gotten better, worse, different. What's changed?
This is what they make it, bro. They just, it's perfect to me. It's beautiful. And it's not what they think it is or what they say, bro.
So what are you gonna eat tonight once you're done with your fast?
It depends. I might go to the mall to break my fast, but if not, it's easy. You know me, I still eat regular stuff as long as it's not pork or nothing like that.
So we're leaving O Block. Where are we heading next?
We're going to the master, man. Undisclosed location. I ain't gonna tell y'all that, but y'all gonna see when we get there.
This is not an easy place to come in and come out. As you can see, look, they got this on lock. You gotta show an ID, you gotta go through a checkpoint. This place is on lockdown, man. Do you guys have any stories of what you've seen in O Block over the years?
These the best people y'all need to run to. Y'all don't run to my people. Them don't look. They go look. They make sure everything's secure.
But I noticed you had bear mace on you. Have you ever used it?
I use it a few times.
What was the situation you used it in?
So that's your boy. Crowd get too crazy.
Crowd control.
Oh, we be getting that.
What, you want me to ask any questions?
No, I want to be right here. We can't be sitting right here long too long.
Like statistically, if you want to be involved in violence, it's usually late night, it's usually alcohol, it's usually people that know each other. So if you don't cause any issues, it's probably going to be rare that someone's going to try and cause an issue with you. O Block is no different, but...
O Block is so bad, like that.
Is it?
Yes, O Block so bad.
What makes you say that?
We had a fight.
There's a lot of fights here?
Yes.
How often do fights happen around here?
One at the, some at the park. The park, they shoot at the park so much.
A shootout?
Yes.
What is that like?
I don't know. I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 11.
11?
I'm in 8th grade.
Oh, 8th grade.
And what's 10 times 10?
100.
Okay.
Okay.
20 plus 20?
Yeah.
You tell me.
40.
40? Hey, keep studying hard, alright, brother?
Okay.
Have a good day, okay?
That'll be.
We're hopping the car. We're gonna follow them to the mosque. So we want to take a deeper dive into Islam and why it's attracting people to join. It's the fastest growing religion in the world right now. One way it's spreading in America is in the prison system. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that history right now.
Since World War II, Islam has steadily grown throughout the US prison system. The Moorish Temple and the Nation of Islam are the two primary forces behind this movement. Much of the momentum came after Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad and around 100 other members of the group were sentenced to prison for World War II draft evasion, and in their time at prison, they began to spread the message of Islam. Through the 1960s, Islam continued to spread through the prisons. The two main factors driving this was the increase of incarcerated black men and the empowerment and popularity of the civil rights movement. Furthermore, the 1962 court case Fullwood v. Clummer ruled that incarcerated Muslims had a legal right to practice their religion. The increase in prominence of Islam did come with challenges, however. Many Muslim prisoners were denied by guards the ability to spread religious literature and the ability to meet and conduct religious services. In one such case, Cooper v. Pate, refusal of access to religious texts in Illinois Stateville Prison was ruled unconstitutional and a violation of the freedom of religion by the Supreme Court. These challenges would increase following the September 11th attacks. The U.S. Bureau of Prisons froze the hiring of Islamic chaplains following the attacks in an attempt to reduce radicalization among the inmates. Today, Islam is the fastest growing religion throughout the U.S. prison system, with an estimated 80% of imprisoned converts becoming Muslim and an estimated 35,000 to 40,000 converts coming every single year. One of the appeals of Islam is that the structure and brotherhood of the religion is an attractive alternative to the danger and chaos of the streets.
I always recommend 3 biographies to people: Benjamin Franklin, Teddy Roosevelt, and Malcolm X. Those are biographies that I might read once a year of each of those guys, just because they live such interesting and purpose-driven lives. So I'm going to focus on Malcolm X right now. A lot of people think that he's a black separatist, that he wanted to split black and white people up, and for part of his life he did when he was in the Nation of Islam. Then he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca, and he saw white brothers from Chechnya, he saw Middle Eastern brothers from Syria, he saw people from all across the world, and he realized we all are one, we all can be brothers. He died tragically just as his career was taking off, and I think it could have made a positive difference. Let's cover his assassination.
Malcolm X is one of the essential characters in the story of the Black Muslim movement. He was born in 1925, and his life quickly became hectic. When he was 3, his family had to move from Omaha because of threats from the KKK. When he was 6, his father's bizarre and tragic death convinced Malcolm it was the work of white supremacists. His father's death drove his mother to insanity and led to her becoming institutionalized in a mental hospital. Malcolm began to find trouble as a juvenile, and his criminal activity led him to become a ward of the state by the age of 14. He was assigned to a boarding school under the supervision of a white family. At this boarding school, he excelled academically and socially, and he developed aspirations to become a lawyer. However, his English teacher shot down his dreams and told him that as a Negro, he should set his sights lower on things like becoming a janitor or carpenter. Experiencing a massive frustration with the white world he felt limited by, he moved to black-dominated Harlem and began a life of crime. He and his friend Shorty ran a burglary ring, and he
life was so crazy back then. Just imagine growing up back then. You wouldn't be able to do half the shit that you do now.
Supplemented his income with pimping and selling reefer. Outside of crime, he became well known around town for his dance moves, his zoot suits, and he tore up Lindy Hop dance clubs. Eventually, he was caught for his crimes and sent to prison. It was here his life changed and he discovered Islam. He joined the Nation of Islam and educated himself in prison by reading every book he could get his hands on. And in doing this, he emerged as a powerful and influential leader. From the time he was released in prison in 1952 to 1960, he helped grow the Nation of Islam from 400 members to 40,000. As a prominent figure in the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X advocated strongly for black empowerment and self-sufficiency. Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad handpicked him as his right-hand man and sent him around the country to give speeches, rally up the troops, and grow numerous mosques. His compelling speeches brought him national attention, and his views often sparked controversy. His growing popularity eventually led Elijah Muhammad to feel threatened, and this later led to Malcolm leaving the Nation of Islam in 1964. It was then that he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca, where he met Muslim brothers of every color across the globe. And from this, he returned with a new understanding of race relations and a commitment to racial equality and harmony. Malcolm X's life was tragically cut short in 1965 when a Nation of Islam member assassinated him. Many believe that the FBI had a hand in this. He remains a key figure in the fight against racial injustice and is a widely celebrated black hero.
How you doing, bro? Finally, to meet you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Tell the people who you are.
Man, I'm Sadiq Ali, man. Down here at Barrier Imports at 321 East Persian Road, Chicago, Illinois. 60653 with my man Tommy G.
Yeah.
This is Sadiq Ali. Long ago, he used to hustle in the streets. Now he's dedicated his life to religion and runs a group called Muslimmatics, where he guides people on their journey in Islam. If you'd like to get more involved with Islam in Chicago, his link is in my description.
Come on, you have a very peaceful and relaxed presence about you.
I'm very peaceful and very relaxed.
That's a good aura to have. And it's Friday. Tell the people what's special about Friday.
Friday is our holy day, Muslim holy day. Friday, Jummah Friday. Alhamdulillah, we all come together. And it's the last Friday of Ramadan, so it's kind of special. Everybody's going to be packed down here. It's just beginning. We're starting in about another 30 minutes or so.
People have almost made it the entire month doing Ramadan, which is no easy feat. That's hard to do. What are the biggest challenges people face during Ramadan?
Not eating.
Or drinking water?
Not eating or drinking water, you know what I mean? That's a big challenge, but it's a good challenge because it's for Allah. And the fast is for Allah, because only Allah knows if you fast. People can say whatever they want to say, but only God knows if you're fasting or not.
Are you from Chicago?
I'm born and raised in Chicago, Illinois.
How did Islam start to seep into O-Block? Like, how did...
Well, let's go next door. We can talk more deeper. It's
about to be prayer.
My boy Tommy G, man.
How are you?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about what's going through your head today. It's prayer day today. We're close to the end of Ramadan.
So tonight, Layla through the Qadr.
Yeah, it's an odd night. Alhamdulillah. Last 10 nights of Ramadan.
How many Ramadans have you been through before?
I made my shahada when I was like 21, but I really started deening probably like a year or two ago. So I said it's like my fourth Ramadan.
What made you say this is something I want to do and become and want to be a part of?
That's a long story, but I'm gonna cut it short for you. I had a conversation with a Muslim man, and we just had like a lot, and he encouraged me to go do research on my own. And once I did it, I went in and I just made my shahada. You know, I made my profession of faith. So
beautiful. Well, I hope we have a good Friday prayer, okay? Are there some basic phrases, Arabic phrases that we can teach the audience today?
Assalamu alaikum.
That means hello.
That means may peace and blessings be upon you.
Is there anything else you'd like to teach the audience?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah means all praises to Allah, all praises to God.
I learned that a lot from Khabib, the fighter. If you ever watched him
that's
fight,
my man.
He would say Alhamdulillah an awful lot.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, but you got Muhammad Ali. You know, I can't take Muhammad Ali out. You know, I always think,
of course.
That's the legend. You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali was one of the
one of the best.
What brought you to this? What made you decide this is where I want to dedicate my life to and bring other people into it?
What brought me to it is really, man, you know, I've been from the streets all my life, you know what I mean? So I know the streets. I know what the streets and what they evolve. And so with me coming from the streets and knowing everything about the streets and be able to be a big brother to the brother that I didn't have from the streets, you know what I mean? When I implanted in the streets was just, I had got it out the mud. I was just there, you know, so whatever I learned on my own. But to be able to be a big brother to these brothers, to be able to show them that it's more to just the streets.
What do you think's making guys like Little Durk say, this is what I want to join?
After you've been doing, after a person have dealt so much bad in their life, you know what I mean, coming from the ghettos and the trenches of Chicago, after they've seen so much bad, and to be able to taste something good, man, of course you want to stick to that. You know what I mean? Once you taste this and drink this, man, you're going to want it. You're going to want it. It's a very good taste.
How did you guys meet?
I've been knowing them since they were pup. Like, you know what I mean? These little babies. I've been knowing them since they was little.
So if a guy comes here for Friday prayer, then on Saturday he's out, you know, chugging a 40 and doing a music video with like, hey, I'm going to shoot up this guy, shoot up that guy. How do you coach him along the path?
That's how I explained to the youngsters. I said, imagine us that we on a boat, okay, and then you want to, and you know, it's hot on the boat, we all on the boat, and of course, people want to test the water, they want to jump in the water, right? The boat is a lie, okay, so you jumped in the water. But if you don't keep your hands on the rope of the boat, then you're going to drown. Right or wrong?
Right.
As long as I got my hand on the rope of the boat and I'm dealing with the water, I can still pull one way, one out, until I really realize that this water ain't for me, because I'm going to end up dying if I stay in this water. I'm going to lose. But if I get back on this boat and pull back on this boat and do right, then I can float.
So it's not like a zero-sum game. You can be, because that's the other thing. A lot of these,
everybody is welcome.
Yeah,
100%. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
How they want. They want to smoke weed, drink, like girls, and kill and shoot. Come.
Yeah.
We want y'all to come. Once they taste this, that's gonna come up out of them. It's gonna be like a detax. It's gonna flush right out. Just look at our brother right now. You know what I mean? Take you back a year, 2, 3 years back and watch him and see where he at right now.
So tell the people who you are.
My name Gatto, bro. I'm formerly known as El Gatto in Chicago. My name Gatto 2 times now. Everybody pretty much know me in the city.
From music?
For music.
Okay.
For music, yeah.
And you said you just recently took your Shahada.
I just took my Shahada March 20th, bro.
Okay, what brought you to that point? What made you say this?
So I mean, so you know, I believe you got good intent and you believe it's one God. You Muslim. You just got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like it was for me, bro. So my brother Mafi, he been Muslim, so he started bringing me to the Juma, to the mosque.
When he first invited you, what was your impression?
I'm at home. I'm at home. I'm at the crib. That's what it felt like. We came every day. We don't even just come on Friday. We been here every day. Chill.
Yeah. And God, how have you seen Islam start to change or impact your life? What have you noticed?
My actions changed, bro. I started holding myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? I started taking wrongdoings more serious. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that it's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sure I pray 5 times a day, at least trying to stand on that. You feel me? And just. Yeah, bro, it's just, you know, frequency, energy, bro. Like, you don't want to, at first, like, I used to ride home every night trying to decide whether I was making a right or wrong decision. Now I don't got to do that.
Have you guys got any pushback from family or friends?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Tell me about that. Tell me about that.
I ain't gonna lie, it is every day, but like I always tell people, I don't go around telling nobody to be Muslim. Like, I'm not telling nobody, like, you should be Muslim. Like, we like to believe that Allah chooses us. Everybody not gonna be Muslim. That's just a fact of the matter. Everybody not gonna be Muslim. I'm gonna read this for you, bro, because you just asked us, do we go through, what do we go through as far as our family and all this going against us, right? The book tell you, as for those who persist in disbelief, it is the same whether you warn them or not, they will never believe. God has sealed their hearts and their hearing, and their sight is covered. They will suffer a tremendous punishment. So it's nothing we could do.
It's almost like when Moses goes to the Pharaoh, and every time he tries to plead with the Pharaoh, the Lord hardens his heart and he doesn't want to hear it. Yeah. And then eventually, after enough suffering, he does hear it.
What I'm referring to is a story from the book of Exodus where Moses is called by God to free the Hebrews from the slavery of the Egyptians. When Moses politely asked the Pharaoh to free his people, the Pharaoh decides he'd rather not lose the free labor force that was building his sick pyramids, so he said, "No thanks, Moses." Undeterred, Moses levers the power of the Lord to unleash a psyop and biological warfare fire of biblical proportions against the Pharaoh and his people. There were rivers of blood, a frog apocalypse, locust swarms, and even 3 days of darkness. But this was not enough to make the Pharaoh fold. God hardened his heart and the Pharaoh stood on business. But then Moses dealt a final blow of deleting all firstborn Egyptians from earth, and somehow God co-signed this plan and helped Moses spin the block against the firstborns. It was only then that Pharaoh agreed to free the slaves. Moses then gathered his peeps, parted the Red Sea like a boss, and delivered his people out of Egypt. All this to say, hardening of the heart, whether it's done by Allah or God, is a common theme in religious texts.
Who are some other Muslim heroes that you guys look up to?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. Tell the people about that, because I think he's misunderstood. I think in the media he's portrayed as a separatist. He wanted to kind of separate black people, white people, but they missed the part of the story where he went to Mecca, he went on his pilgrimage, he saw white brothers from Chechnya, he saw Arabian brothers from Saudi Arabia, he saw people from all over the world.
Usually the ending of everybody's story be the good part, the good story, you know what I mean? But our brother Malcolm X, you know what I mean, I would like to say that, man, me personally, I would like to say I'm one of the descendants of him, you know what I mean? That he laid the foundations for us to be able to how we doing what we doing right now.
I guess maybe where I want to go with this is like when people come up that can unite people, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, JFK, they get taken out. And so some people go with the conspiracy route, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but let's just say that another strong Islamic movement hit Chicago and there's some very strong leaders. Right now. Do you think there's any that you guys think you have to think like, man, is the government going to take me out? Or
I told you we don't do no worry, but at the same time,
I mean, we know that people are looking at us trying to probably thinking certain things that we're doing. We're trying to put, we stopping boys that was out here killing one another.
Do you think the FBI like has their eyes on this?
You should take them off the back though,
I hope they don't.
should take the FBI off their back. Like they're doing like positive shit, positive things, I should say, for the community.
I pray that they don't have their eyes on this movie, but if they do, I pray that they look and see the good that we're doing and not the bad. And we just want to bring peace to our people.
Okay, so where you take us next?
You know, right now it's been so packed over here, man. We've been doing a lot of dawah, man. A lot of people been coming down and, you know, embracing Islam. So right now y'all gonna be witnesses like the live Juma.
Okay. How long did it take to build it like this?
Man, really, like, to be honest with you, man, like, really, like, this year, man, we, you know, since we started our little dawah program, really pushing the dawah like that, it really got packed, man. A lot of people who came in and started coming down.
Because it can take years to get something off the ground. It's exciting to see. Like,
Allah gonna make it easy.
Yeah.
Allah gonna make it easy. People wanna join it. Be right. Right tastes good.
So what is happening right now?
Right now, it's you know, the Imam is speaking. He's giving us something they call a kabak. He's speaking. He's, you know, he's giving us the knowledge of the deen. You know?
And the Imam is the teacher.
The Imam is the teacher.
Is that equivalent to pastor?
Yeah, you can say that, but he's our leader. He's our Imam. Yeah.
Okay. How important is giving back to Islam?
It's very important to give back. You know, I mean, that's what we're doing right now. We're giving back. We out here, you know, telling the people about Islam. That's what we're doing. We're giving back to our people. All people. Doors are open. You know what I mean?
Is this Shia or Sunni Islam?
Sunni.
The Muslim faith has two major sects, Sunni and Shia. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad in 632 AD, there was a debate on who should become the next leader of the Islamic Caliphate. Those who pulled for Muhammad's friend Abu Bakr became the Sunnis, and those who wanted the leadership of Muhammad's cousin Ali became the Shias. Sunnis make up the vast majority with around 90% of the global Muslim population. Here's how they differ. During prayer, Shias have their hands by their sides, and Sunnis keep their arms folded. Also during prayer, Shias are mandated to touch their forehead to natural material, while the Sunnis are not. From an outsider perspective, during the Sunni, the next leader of the death of the Prophet Muhammad in 632 AD, there was a debate on who should become the next leader of the Islamic Caliphate. Those who pulled for Muhammad's friend Abu Bakr became the Sunnis, and those who wanted the leadership of Muhammad's cousin Ali became the Shias. Sunnis make up the vast majority with around 90% of the global Muslim population. Here's how they differ. During prayer, Shias have their hands by their sides, and Sunnis keep their arms folded. Also during prayer, Shias are mandated to touch their forehead to natural material, while the Sunnis are not. From an outsider perspective, it seems like relatively minor differences separate the two groups, but these differences have resulted in major power struggles. A few years back in Iraq, Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party was highly repressive of the Shia majority, and currently in Syria, the country's Sunni majority are oppressed by the Shia-dominated government. Whether it's Protestant versus Catholic, the Packers versus the Bears, Democrat versus Republican, humans prove time again that we are tribal creatures.
Okay, so if I were to convert, I'm going to ask a few different questions.
So they made Islam be one, or they still separated or something? That's crazy.
What I can keep doing and what I can't do anymore. Let's start with the easy one, pork and bacon.
No, you can't eat none of that. It's not good for you anyway. You shouldn't eat that, period.
I told him that.
Okay.
It said it in the Bible.
Let's go to another important one for male. Can you still your baby?
Oh, you gonna spoil the
Not zero whatsoever?
Leave that alone, man. It's hurting yourself.
Can I be a Muslim and go record a drill music video where I talk about shooting all my ops?
Yes, you can.
I can?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you have premarital sex as a Muslim?
No, you don't spoil that premarital sex as a Muslim. But, you know, like I said again, if you come into the deen and you having premarital sex already, just, you know, learn about that and then marry it. If you want to have sex
Hey,
with us,
I have good news. I can have sex because I'm married.
Alhamdulillah.
Is there a brother here that has a story of prison conversion that we can talk about?
I've been in prison.
What would you go away for?
Drugs.
Yeah. And how long into your journey in prison do you decide to change and seek a different path?
Immediately when I get in there, because, you know, I didn't like to do weird stuff, you know what I mean, play around like that. So immediately, I got right on the business. You know what I mean? Got to put my life together. But jail is not it.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that, bro? No weird stuff.
It's over with. Yeah, wrap it up with that.
Yeah,
we gotta get the crib.
Yeah,
appreciate you, brother.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you, man.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for what you're doing.
As we were putting the finishing touches on this documentary, I found out that Gleesh was actually in Saudi Arabia on a pilgrimage to Mecca at that moment. So I gave him a call, and while the audio didn't record, but what he did say over and over again is, "This is beautiful. This is beautiful." He was just contagious with his positive energy. He was excited to come back to Chicago and spread the message even more. So I'm excited that him and Sadiq got to go on this trip, and I'm excited for the future of Chicago and the possibility of peace that they can bring into the city. I do believe this is a life-changing trip. Again, if you want to donate to the GoFundMe, the link is in the description.